Want to know what it takes to be an elite REO agent? Let's talk about right now on the REO Broker Agent Spotlight. Welcome to REOBroker.com. My name is Mike Samborn. I'm an executive director for REOBroker.com. REOBroker.com is a national professional organization that has supported real estate agents in the default industry for over 30 years. Today, we're going to do an agent spotlight of Joe Doher from Orlando, Florida. Let me share a little bit about Joe. With his 18 years plus of REO experience, 7,500 plus closed transactions, and a successful cash for keys rate of 97%. Joe puts his mortgage services and investors at ease, knowing they have someone who is reliable and proactive and will effectively manage every step of the process and helping them recapture the top net for their properties. Joe is an owner of the Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices in Orlando, Florida. He started his opening his own office in 2009 and is currently one of the top agents in Orlando, Florida, in the REO industry. Welcome, Joe, to REOBroker.com Agent Spotlight. We appreciate your time to join us.
Excellent. Glad to join you and share a little bit of information with the group and with the crowd.
Okay. So, Joe, we have a few questions for you. How long have you been a member of REOBroker.com, and why did you join our organization?
It's been well over a decade, and I joined because there were some great people in the group. And I respected Tom when he ran the organization, and always had great insight and collaboration on the calls.
Great. Okay. Great, Joe. Can you share what initially inspired you to pursue a career in real estate?
Well, I grew up in real estate in Canada. My family was all in real estate. My dad was a broker. My stepmom was a CCIM. My uncle owned the Prudential Brokerage in Canada, where I'm from, and just tried hospitality management for a little bit and realized that real estate is where I wanted to be.
That sounds great. How did you come to specialize in REO properties and the other properties that you're handling in Florida?
Yeah, I started when I was with Prudential Real Estate. Glenn Calderon out of New York did a seminar on bank-owned properties, REO properties, and it really intrigued me, and I really built a solid relationship with Glenn. The year I met him, I was selling about 40, 50 homes a year, and he sold 632. So I was very intrigued how I could build and scale the volume. And I kind of followed in his footsteps, and he kind of mentored me in the Orlando market.
Great. Hey, what motivated you to start your own brokerage or team, and what do you enjoy most about working with them? And can you describe your current role and responsibilities in working with them?
Yeah, mainly it was to have control of my own destiny. As an agent, a realtor under a broker, the broker owned the listing. And at the peak of my REO career in 2010, 11, I had 975 REO listings in 2009. And my broker was trying to dictate how we controlled it and what we did. So I was one of the few realtors that wrote him a check to start my own startup brokerage. And I moved 975 listings to my startup brokerage. And what inspired me to do that was to have control. I knew REO wouldn't run forever, and I could leverage the inventory I had to build the agent count, which I did to 188 realtors.
Great. That's good. You got good advice. Tell us about your market area, the locations, how the Orlando market is, what's driving it right now, what do you see in the future, and how are you going to be able to adapt and work with these?
I think over 31 years in the greater Orlando market, I've adapted and changed through many, many markets. The main thing is I stick to what I know, and I stick to my craft. My craft is real estate, and I solely focus on Orlando market. Many, many brokers want to branch out, handle multiple states, multiple areas. And that's one thing I like about REO Broker too. You have one per MSA. So there's not another REO broker in the Orlando market. So I can share and collaborate with top producing brokers across the state and best practices and opportunities where I'm not sharing in my backyard. And how I've I stick very specific to the Orlando market. I cover about 4 or 5 counties. But if it's not within an hour of me, when a buyer calls, I want to go to the property and represent and work on that property to sell it. And I never lose sight. A lot of times REO brokers get in the weeds of managing properties and lose sight that our primary job is to sell the home. They're not hiring us to manage it. It's something that we do to sell the property. They're hiring us to sell the property. And I've always stayed relevant on selling the property. Another key that's kept me relevant for 31 years in the market is not putting all my eggs in one basket, but diversifying my book of business. Many REO brokers went solely REO in the run. I still kept a retail business, corporate relocation, other opportunities, so that if one went down, the other went up. And that's helped me navigate through over 30 years and been very successful and relevant in the market. And it's primarily by relationships. Relationships are critical. And I treat every property like it's my own property for a seller, for the buyer, and what I would do if I was them. And it keeps me, my referral sources are powerful and they keep coming.
That's great, Joe. The diversity and keeping focused is what will help our broker agents be very successful. Can you tell us, technology is always involved. How has technology impacted the way you do your business, improved your business, or what tools or platform do you find best to use now?
Yeah, when I started my career in 1993, we were so excited when the new MLS book come out because that's how we got our new listings. There wasn't all online in details. We'd wait for the book to come out. There wasn't the technology of the lockbox systems where we had to go to the office and pick up keys. So it's evolved a lot with technologies and tools. And I leverage a lot of great technology, but the most important thing, don't let technology and AI take your interpersonal relationships. Keep your relationships and keep talking to people. Don't hide behind AI and chat, GBT and other items. Still keep that relationship and that contact with the customer. The main technology that helps me a lot is I'm using Follow Up Boss, and it's my CRM and my mainframe of my operation. Having a paperless contracts with app files are a couple tools that communicate with each other and keep me ahead of it.
That's great. That's great advice because technology is going to be a big part of our future and keeping going on this. You do manage a diversity and a very diverse property types. How do you approach those and unique challenges that come with it, managing diverse properties from REO to waterfronts to just regular retail? Is there anything else you can add to your technology or your internal systems?
Yeah, the main thing is that you never lose sight if it's a $150,000 house or a $15 million home. It's still that one individual's single biggest investment in their life. So just being proactive, handling it, getting ahead of it, and having systems and tools. I document every step, every process. I task to check on contracts, inspection deadlines. Everything goes on a calendared item and Follow Up Boss for me. And my whole team communicates in Follow Up Boss and notes it. So the rule for my staff of 10 is that if it didn't happen in Follow Up Boss, it didn't happen. Keep it in their head, and on a call, I want everything documented. And that's kept me ahead of it. If it's a luxury property, you may have a little different clientele, but they still all want to be treated the same as a $150,000 buyer. There's a little more hand-holding and understanding that you don't have the sophisticated buyer of the property that bought and sold 20 homes, and you have to walk them through the process a little bit is the biggest difference I see.
That sounds great. Perfect there, Joe. Hey, can you share a success story of, where your expertise came in, whether it was a workaround or a tough closing or a tough buyer seller, a success story for the audience out here?
Yeah, we have challenges every day. And, it's one dumpster fire after another. So the idea is put the fire out before it spreads and try to get ahead before the fire starts. The second item is treat people with respect and dignity, even if you're going, Mike, I know you've done it for many years. even when you go and approach a person who's in their worst financial position and lost their home to the bank, or a tenant that's in a foreclosure, treat them with respect and dignity. Don't come in hot, and understand that you could be in their position. And the approach is the key to success in 90% of the problems. Also, the key to success is to know, when I was 22 years old, starting out in the real estate industry in Orlando, and some of the veteran realtors talked down to me and didn't treat me with respect. Then I was at their house in 2009 when they were losing it to the bank. So, things come around. Karma is real. Treat the other realtors and help them get that contract done, get that deal done, because they will look for your listings and want to sell your properties. And that's the key to my success.
Another question for building out of that, Joe, is like you've got 30 some years in the business. How do you keep your motivation and your insights and your determination to keep doing this?
My team motivates me. My staff motivates me because they have passion. I have passion. I love what I do. I wake up every day thinking I'm broke and go to work and grind out to get things going. And we hold each other accountable and we make it fun. And it's a lot of work, a lot of long days. But when you follow your passion, you do what you love. It's what drives me. I love it. I love real estate. I love talking real estate. I love doing transactions. I love seeing my people have success. I like seeing my realtors have success. And what motivates me is a weekly roundtable with my agents and hearing what's happening, what they have going on, and what's winning. And we talk about our losses too, but it's just fun. What we do, we're very blessed to do what we do.
Yes, having the right team, and I can appreciate that, will make you more motivated to make sure they're successful and you're successful. Yep. Going back to some success, how has REOBroker.com benefited your business and helping you stay in this business?
Well, there's a very diverse group in REO Broker, but if I had to guess, the average experience level is probably 30 years, 25 years minimal. A lot of people have been in the group a lot longer than I have. But the great part is they're willing to share. They're willing to collaborate. They also send referrals. I just closed one yesterday from a referral from an REO broker. Some are managing portfolios. Some are investing. Some are notes. I'm now holding 5 mortgages. So that's a whole nother opportunity to get business.
Thank you for sharing all your insights and experience with us, Joe. Is there any final things you would like to add? And also, how can people reach out to you for your assistance in buying and selling in the Orlando area? In the Orlando market, real easy to get a hold of me. My cell is 407-325-8163. 407-325-8163. My website is joedoher.com, joedoher.com. And my email is simple, joe@joedoher.com. I'm always available and love having real estate conversations. Thank you, Joe. We appreciate all your insight. For the audience out there, this is from my REO Agent Spotlight. But please download our Powers Now TV on your Android or iPhone and watch our latest episode on REOBroker.com TV or on any streaming platform. You can also listen to your podcast on the REOBroker.com podcast or Powers Now podcast. Connect with us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are connected to Active Rain, set schedule, so let's get connected. Thank you for watching REOBroker.com and the members on the REO Broker Agent Spotlight, and have a great day.